Live from the Quad Cities with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, get your family together for all things science, technology, engineering, art, and math this weekend at the BET STEAM Expo. We will get a preview of the hands-on exhibits for kids and the whole family. And from a parade to a shop, sip, and stroll to story time, celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Knoxville, Illinois next weekend. Learn more about the businesses participating in the Shamrocksville celebration. And later, you have a chance to join a Women's 101 running and walking program with Corn Belt Running Club. We'll get a rundown of the program and how you can get involved. It's Friday, March 6th, and you're watching Quad Cities Live. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Kyle Keel. My co-host Morgan OTA is wrapping up her time off this week, so she'll be back Monday. Well, for the last 20 years, the Bettendorf Community School District has brought kids and families together with science, technology, engineering, art, and math with the STEAM Expo. And this year's BET STEAM Expo is happening tomorrow at Bettendorf Middle School. Haley Hoyt is joining us now with details on the event. She's the district's career readiness coordinator. Haley, thanks again for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So very exciting. It's year 20, and this program started really with two moms who just wanted to get the kids involved in STEAM.
They did, yes. So we had two moms at one of our elementary schools that just saw an opportunity for students to take their learning outside of the classroom, and we started there, and now here we are. We've grown, and it's not even just a Bettendorf event, but anyone in the community can join us.
Yeah, and I think that's important to point out. You don't have to be a Bettendorf family, a Bettendorf student to join this event. So, you know, it all started off with STEM, but now we've added the art into it. So talk about some of the different exhibits that everyone can enjoy.
Yeah, well, when we're talking about art, one I'm really excited about, we keep calling it our music petting zoo. And so we'll have tons of different instruments for kids to try out. But then we also have things with St. Ambrose. St. Ambrose is bringing an obstacle course so that students can see like an occupational therapy. What would I do as an occupational therapist? So that's great. Corps of Engineers, really the list. We have over 30 people coming.
30 people coming. So 30 different hands-on exhibits and things to do for the kids. So this goes from 10 to 1 p.m. And I understand that you have a very special guest. We have a NASA scientist who is a Bettendorf High School graduate that she was actually in a couple of schools today, and she'll be there at the expo tomorrow.
Yes, so Elspeth Peterson, she graduated from Bettendorf in the early 2000s, and we are so glad that she not only is giving up her weekend to come home and be with us, but she was with our students throughout the day, telling them all about what she does. She does these amazing things to help bring more oxygen to our astronauts, so we gotta love that. And she'll help them out tomorrow with some even more learning. So we're just making sure that we're bringing lots of fun to family in any way that they might connect with STEAM.
Sure. So what's been some reaction here over the years that you've been a part of this from the kids and families?
Yeah, I would say my favorite thing that I've heard about the STEAM Expo is that because it's grown and it's become such a community event, it isn't just one person or even two people who are putting it on. We have a committee that includes staff members and parents, and then parents that are staff members, and then we're reaching out to the community, and I just appreciate that our kids are going to come, have a great time, and they're going to leave with things to talk about with their family that our community brought for them.
And it seems like this event keeps growing each and every year.
Yes, every year that I hear about it, we're getting bigger and bigger. This year, and the last couple years, we've not only been in our middle school, but families can also go over to our high school. So we've got some things going on in our planetarium up at the high school. So every year, no matter when you want to come join us, it's going to be bigger and better.
So we're going to have those planetarium shows at the high school. They happen at noon and 1, correct?
Noon and 1, yes.
All right, awesome. So lots going on at the BET STEAM Expo. And the most important thing, I guess, to point out is that this event is free to the public.
It is free, yes. So all you have to do is come into the building between 10 and 1, and we've got you taken care of. We will have concessions for anybody that gets hungry. Like, don't worry, you're going to be fine. From 10 to 1, we've got you covered.
There you go.
It's going to be great.
All right, so what are you most looking forward to this event?
I am looking forward to checking out some of the different exhibits that I haven't seen before. The people that I don't work with every day. You know, in my position, I get to work with a lot of community members. But I'm bringing my own kids, and we're going to check it out. We're going to try and hit all 30 rooms, so we'll see what we can get in.
So age group, I mean, from
Yeah.
little toddlers to
I would
adults?
say we're definitely honing in on elementary school,
Sure.
but from what I know from the different groups, bring your littles, bring all the way through middle school, we'll have you covered.
And, you know, I think this is very important to encourage kids of all ages to go into these STEAM fields. You know, as someone who was in a STEM field, I know there was a lot of focus on getting girls involved as well, and I think that your special guest will really kind of amp up girls to get interested in science, whether it's space, biology, meteorology maybe.
Yes, yeah. I feel like we are giving every student an opportunity, no matter what they're interested in now, to kind of connect with things that they haven't heard. Today with our scientist over at the high school, I heard even some of our high school students walking out and they were saying, like, did you hear what she said about astronomy? Did you hear what she said about this? And I was like, yes, we're doing our job.
Yeah,
so
yeah, exactly.
It's working.
People, and it gets the kids excited, you know, especially when you have someone who is from Bettendorf. I mean, that can encourage the kids, like, you know what, if she can do it, if she can go be a NASA scientist, I can do that too.
Yes,
and this could all
exactly.
start off at the STEAM Expo, which is happening tomorrow at Bettendorf Middle School. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, there's going to be concessions, so you don't have to worry about lunch or anything like that. Bettendorf Middle School is located on Middle Road. And of course, don't forget the planetarium shows are going to be at noon and 1 p.m. at Bettendorf High School. And most importantly, this is a free event that the Bettendorf Community School District puts on for anyone across eastern Iowa and western Illinois. So Haley, I hope you have a great event tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Well, we are going to go live next on Quad Cities Live to Jake Eastburn. He is going to be out at a comic book store in Bettendorf. And we're also going to learn more about Shamrocksville in Knoxville, Illinois. Next weekend, there's a big celebration all about St. Patrick's Day. We'll catch up with our guest coming up next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Calling all comic book lovers, you have a chance right now to get your hands on as many comics as you can fit in a This Issues Comics Spring Fill-A-Bag event. Quad Cities Live, Jake Eastburn joins us now from In This Issues Comics in Bettendorf. Jake, the event just got underway and it's a pretty good deal.
It is a great deal, and comics are really popular, growing in popularity. In fact, a lot of people show up to this event that happens twice a year, really curious about comics. The owner here, Justin Faw, joins me now. And Justin, you've got a huge variety of comics available.
Yeah, absolutely. Every week there's almost 120 different comics that I bring in on New Release Wednesday, and so that adds up to a massive amount of comics.
And this bag, let me show you this bag. You can fit, this is kind of a regular little shopping bag. You can fit as many as you want.
$5.
And what would that typically cost us if this were all brand new, you think?
You're probably looking well over $200 if you do some of the more modern books.
So quite a great deal for sure. And we're looking at the table full of all this product that you have available. Tell us a little bit about some of the varieties you have. You've got some in your hand too.
Yeah, and so we've got stuff that's as recent as like a Daredevil series from last year, which Daredevil Born Again just started on Disney+. We've got this Batman Offworld, features Batman on a space adventure, because why wouldn't Batman go to space?
Right.
And then we have a little more kid-friendly fare like Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dimes. And so just like the Infinity Stones, his lucky dime is connecting all the universes. Darkwing Duck, and then like Star Wars stuff here, like Star Wars Mandalorian. And this is just kind of a retelling in comic format, some of the TV shows that people love.
You've always been interested in comics. How long ago did you open this store? And and tell us about how much it's grown.
Yeah, so it was about 8.5 years ago. And there was a time where just ordering like 5 copies of a book, I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to sell all those. And now I'm ordering hundreds of copies of books every week.
And we've got, coming up in our second half hour, we're going to tease ahead to some of the toys. You've got 20% off all toys in the store, and also some specials on hardcover books and paperbacks that you've got.
Yeah, absolutely. 20% off the toys, and then buy one, get one free on the hardcover and paperbacks. And so those omnibuses cost us $150. And
so this weekend, run us through the sale hours that you've got going on.
So we're open until 5 today, and then tomorrow our Saturday hours are 10 to 3.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we will come back in our second half hour and show you more of what is here in This Issue Comics on State Street in Bettendorf. For now, reporting live for Quad Cities Live, I'm Jake Eastburn.
All right, Jake, thanks so much. We'll check back with you in our next half hour. Well, hey, grab your favorite green attire and head to Knoxville, Illinois for the annual Shamrocksville St. Patrick's Day celebration. Morgan Seabloom is joining us now. She's the event's organizer and has a preview of all the fun. Thanks for the hat today, Morgan.
You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, I didn't have any green on today, so I had to throw the hat on. So tell us about this event, because this is the second year for it, and you kind of got things going with building up this parade that's actually been around for many years, but you and a friend just kind of took this thing by the horns.
Yeah, so last year we were asked by Karen Benjamin, who started this parade in Knoxville many years ago, and we work on other parades in the Galesburg area, so she asked us to help with it. So we thought, you know, what if we take it over and make it a big community event for all ages, for, you know, everyone to enjoy. Most St. Patrick's Day events, I think, kind of gear more toward going out and drinking, which there is that later on, but there's also, you know, places you can go with your kids and stuff too.
Yeah, something fun for the whole family to do. And I mean, it was a big success, that parade last year.
Yeah, it was. We were kind of nervous, you know, is there going to be 10 people, 20? And I remember when I was in the cop car going to the other side of the parade to direct people, I called Tessa and I was like, there's a lot of people here. Like, okay, people came out for it.
Yeah, and we're looking at some of the photos from the first Shamrocksville parade last year. So it's happening again next Saturday, the 15th. So what's different with the parade this year versus last year?
Just more entries, more people in it. We're just adding, you know, different activities leading up to it as well. Entries we didn't expect. You get your typical businesses, but then you have some that are, they're like just want to, they're Irish and they want to be in it.
Yeah, I mean, they want to celebrate the Irish heritage, right?
And there's a local business owner who owns a brewery in Galesburg, C.C. Wilcox, which I think you see in some of the photos. He dresses up in a full leprechaun outfit and leads the parade.
Yeah,
and it's a fun time.
This celebration all starts actually Friday evening. You decorate, or not decorate, but I guess you dye the river. You kind of decorate it. You kind of like what they do in Chicago. You dye the pond green.
Yeah, so we're very lucky that we have a great mayor and city council, police, but also great city workers who do these fun things for us. So they go and they dye our pond green. And it was just something silly we did last year, but it turned out to be one of our biggest shared posts that people saw. They were stopping out at the park all weekend, looking at the green pond and stuff. So we're like, yeah, we need to do this again and have that kick off the weekend.
Yeah, that'll be a big start to the big weekend. So the event starts at 9:30 here as we go into Saturday, right? Is it 9:30 or is it a little earlier than that? It's around 9:30. So it starts with, what does it start with?
It starts with the playtime at the Play Yard, which is an indoor play area in Knoxville, and it is sponsored by the Knoxville Community Fund, so it's free for all kids until it reaches capacity. And if the weather is nice that day and we're already getting a lot of feedback that a lot of people want to go, they may put their mobile play yard at the park, so they have it where they can take all their stuff and their bouncy house. So we may move it to the park so more kids can be a part of it.
Oh, that's great. And then we have the Sip, Shop, and Stroll in downtown Knoxville. And I think this is a good time for people to maybe check out a place that they didn't know existed in downtown Knoxville. Yeah,
that's open, you know, every other week of the year, but it's fun that they can check it out during St. Patrick's Day. We have Stir Coffee, so they do St. Patrick's Day coffees and your fuels that have your energy drinks, and then inside there, Ducky's is having a Kendra Scott pop-up. So they will bring all their Kendra Scott jewelry in, as well as the Clover kind of jewelry that you see there. Then next door, there's Jen's Western Boutique, which has, you know, trendy clothes. We have the shop next door that has all the fun little gifts that you kind of see here.
Little Irish gnome.
Yep.
We love a good gnome.
You know, it's cute. It's fun. There's a little bit of something for everyone. And then Carnival Delights, which you said you have been to. They're going to do, there's a green funnel cake. I
did see that.
Yep. That was tasty. A milkshake. There's green cotton candy. They're having a watermelon shake up. So everyone, luckily, is just really into it, and they love it, and they have a good time.
Yeah, so and then another big event that happened last year was the reading time.
Yep.
And this really got kids a little more engaged than you thought in getting a library card.
Yeah, so when we were kind of making up some of the events, I thought, you know, I have a 4-year-old son, Bruno, what would I want to take him to as well? So we thought of the reading time. and we have our local Knox County clerk who lives in Knoxville, and he does the story time. And every year he wears an awesome green suit, and it looks great. And then he wears it in the parade after, so it's really fun.
Yeah, so and then that'll encourage kids to sign up for a library card to the local library, and
which
get
they
them
did.
engaged.
Yeah, last year there was a line to sign up for library cards after it, so that was a fun surprise that we didn't expect. We're like, oh, but that was great.
Hey, there you go. Benefits the library as well. So we're looking at a schedule of the events. So of course at 1 o'clock we've got the Shamrocksville Parade that we talked about, and then the party starts at 2 o'clock.
Yes. So we have Neon Nova, and they are over at Big Cat's Barbecue, and last year they played. It's so fun. They play, you know, all those hits that everyone dances to. I mean, people were up dancing the entire time.
Love that.
They also have their corned beef and cabbage, so some families went there after, had lunch. There was music, people outside. So hopefully the weather is great again.
Yeah, I mean, there's some ifs about next Saturday. We're going to get an update on that weather with Kyle, but it does look warm. I will tell you that.
I mean, yeah, luckily only, you know, everything else is inside.
Yeah,
so
hey, there you go.
Besides the parade, everything else can still go.
All right, sounds good. So if you want to keep up with everything going on in downtown Knoxville for Shamrocksville, you can just head to the event's Facebook page. Lots of great deals by different businesses posted there as well. Morgan, thanks so much.
Thank you for having
joining
me.
us, and have fun next weekend.
Thank you.
All right, next on Quad Cities Live, growing season is just around the corner. Iowa State Extension and Outreach is here with details on learning opportunities heading into the spring gardening season.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Daylight saving time begins this weekend, which means one thing: spring is right around the corner, and that probably has you gardeners itching to get out in the garden. The Iowa State University Extension and Outreach has a couple upcoming classes to get us ready for the spring season. Jolinda Agers is the Natural Resources Program Coordinator in Scott County for ISU Extension and Outreach, and she is joining us once again. Jolinda, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I mean, you got to be excited. Spring around the corner.
Yes, I think everyone's looking forward to it.
Yeah, most definitely. So let's talk peppers, because that's the program that's coming up tomorrow at the Scott County Outreach.
Yes, we're going to cover hot peppers.
Hot peppers specifically. So if you're a fan of the spice, you can learn all about hot peppers.
Yep. We're going to cover why they're hot, how they got hot. There's a scale that you can use to determine how hot a pepper is.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover the entire gamut from the very mild all the way up to the hottest pepper available.
Okay, and so you've got a special speaker as well.
Yes, Dr. Brian Peer. He's a professor of biology at Western Illinois University.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so talk about registration, because you'd like to have an idea of how many people are coming. Can people still register?
Generally, I like people to register for classes, but since this is in the morning, I'm just going to say, come and join us.
Okay, so talk about the Scoville scale, and that's what you're going to be talking about more, but I was surprised at how many different levels there were on that scale.
I know, I studied it just a little bit, and I was rather surprised at you know, the range of numbers that the peppers can have for hotness.
Yeah, it'll surprise you. So you can learn more about that tomorrow, 10 a.m., correct?
Correct.
All right,
Yep.
and it is free to attend, so sign up
Yes.
if you can. So the next class you have is coming up a little bit later this month. It's the 29th, and it's called soil blocking.
Yes.
So this will really get us kind of into the different types of soil and seeding, correct?
Yeah, this is, it's a different way to get your seed started for spring. So this is actually a soil blocker.
Okay.
So you can, it's a special soil mixture. You can't just take it right out of the bag. So then you compact it into this little contraption here,
Okay.
and then you push out the soil blocks and you plant your seeds on there.
Okay, and then can that go into the garden then, or?
You have to get the seeds germinated first.
Germinated, okay.
So this is just a way to get the seeds going.
All right, can you tell that I'm not a gardener? So you're going to provide the seeds, but people can bring their own.
Yeah, we have some seeds available, but if you have some seeds that you wanted to start on your own, feel free to bring those.
All right, and once again, that's free as well, and you register ahead of time for that?
Yeah, that one I would like people to register for, just because we need to make sure we have enough supplies opportunities for everyone.
All right, so there again is that little contraption. What'd you call it again?
It's a soil blocker.
Oh, the soil blocker. See, that's easy. That's easy to do. So you'll get a chance to play with that. I guess not play, but it's a serious business there. So let's talk about being a master conservationist, because
yes.
This is very important to Iowa State.
Yeah, this is an Iowa State program. It's similar in the training to the Master Gardeners,
Yeah.
but it covers, conservation and natural resources topics.
Okay, so when is this happening? This is happening in April, correct?
Okay, yeah, the training actually starts in April, but registration is open now. Actually, Nahant Marsh does
Yeah.
the training, so you can find more information on their website. But there are some exciting field trips planned
Yeah.
to Wildcat Den. They're going to go to Manikowski Prairie, and they're going to visit a local farm that implements conservation practices also.
Oh, that's great. So we've got the schedule there on your screen. So this isn't just like a one and done training. I mean, this goes really through the spring and summer months.
Yes, it's good to spread things out, because there are different seasons when different plants will be blooming. So it's really good to catch the different seasons.
Yeah, most definitely. So, talk about the Master Gardeners program as well, because they also serve a very important part of
Sure.
extension and outreach.
There's actually a training going on now, but unfortunately Scott County will not be doing the training until fall. So
okay.
the registration will be opening up this summer for the training in the fall.
Okay, and talk about that partnership with Nahant Marsh that you guys have.
Yes. Part of my position is to work with the Master Conservationist graduates after they complete the training, so I keep them engaged. We go on other kind of field trips. We have continuing education opportunities.
Okay, so if you want to become a Master Conservationist, it is important to note that members for the Nahant Marsh, it's $160, but for non-members, it's $200.
Correct, and I believe that includes membership also.
And it includes the membership. And again, you get months really of training and an opportunity to get out there and really be one with the environment. And
yes, it's a great training program.
All right, perfect. Well, if you want to learn more about the programs that we talked about today and other services provided by our local Iowa State University Extension and Outreach Office, you can head to extension.iastate.edu/Scott. Jalinda, as always, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
All right. Up next on QCL, Women's 101 with the Corn Belt Running Club. Learn more about the 8-week program and how you can get involved after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Whether you're a runner or walker, the Corn Belt Running Club's Women's 101 group can assist women of all ages increase endurance, all in a safe and friendly atmosphere. Danelle DeBacher and Heather Jacks are with the Corn Belt Running Club's Women's 101 group, and they join us now with details on how to get involved with this group for an open house coming up tomorrow. So we're getting into those details here in just a minute. But this group has been around for more than 2 decades.
This is our 21st year.
21 years.
Yes.
How did it all get started?
It started off with just 2 Corn Belt members, and Teresa Walter and Judy Teeple, and they wanted to start a group for women to start running together and training together, and it has grown from there, and now it's an annual thing.
Yeah, how many people usually are part of this?
I want to say we topped out at over 100 people like 2 years ago.
Really?
It's really affected. You guys were talking about the weather for St. Patty's Day.
Oh, sure.
The first week, if we have really good weather, our numbers start higher.
They all flock out.
They all
want to be a
flock
part
out.
of it.
Mhm.
All right, so let's talk about the program because it's 8 weeks long.
Yes.
Okay, so what's involved with it? Because I know the ultimate goal is to kind of train to a 5K, which is 3.1 miles.
Yes, it's a couch to 5K program, pretty much, and we've got training programs for walkers, people who want to run, walk, and running.
All right. Heather, how long have you been part of the program?
That's a valid question. Probably 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, my mom is also a Corn Belt member and also a member of Women's 101. So I still do whatever my mom tells me to do. And she told me to sign up years ago, so here I am.
And I guess it was successful because all these years later, you're a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got an open house if you want to learn more about this. That's happening tomorrow at Poor Bros Tap in Moline. That's downtown. So talk about the open house.
It's going to be from 10 to 2. You can come in and sign up there. You can also sign up on Get Me Registered, but it's actually going to be at the same place that we're going to be meeting, so you can get the lay of where to park, how to find it. and learn more about the program while you're there.
Yeah, and the program starts on St. Patrick's Day itself, right? All right, so talk about, you know, we talked about Couch to 5K program, but you have a lot of things along the way that really kind of, I guess, help motivate the women in the program. I know you have guest speakers.
We have guest speakers. We've had yoga instructors there. We always have a safety night where we'll have a police officer come out and give us tips, and we wear even brighter clothes than what we have on right now. And so we want to learn more from the speakers as well for nutrition and other things that help. And we have dress-up days. And
so you guys have a lot of fun.
We do.
Yeah,
we do.
It's all about having fun. I mean, yeah, there's some women in costume there. And
tutus.
Yeah, we love the tutus, and you know, I always like seeing everyone out at the different 5Ks, 10Ks, walk runs with all their costumes. That kind of makes it all fun.
Yes.
So what have you two taken away from this program?
I started as just ran when I was younger, and I needed to get back into it, and the friendships I've made along the way and the connections I made like within the organization. So then I went to other groups and then made it to the point of running marathons, and now it's fun to just give back and to work with these ladies because it's such a broad group.
Sure. Heather, what about you?
It's just, I like that it's a safe space for women to learn about, you know, cardiovascular health and getting into whether it's running, walking, just sort of taking that time out, you know, an hour once a week, meeting up, you know, making new friendships, and just having that time specifically for them, I think is pretty important.
Sure, most definitely. And you know, you talk about it being like a safe environment. I mean, this is, you know, you don't have to be an experienced runner to do this, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, there's definitely a stigma behind, you know, it can be nerve-wracking to try something new, especially with athletics or anything really. I mean, it's, so I think that's just, it's nice to just have that, you know, women that you can talk to, women that have run hundreds of marathons to women who are just getting started. There's a really broad spectrum.
Sure. So this group, if you were a part of it last year, you can be a part of it this year.
Oh,
as well.
Definitely.
Okay.
We have a lot of return participants just because they like the social aspect, and it helps them to get going after a long winter. So we have a lot of people who come back every year, and a lot of people who that's their first year.
Okay, so you talk about how the ultimate goal here is to get to that 5K, go from the couch potato to a 5K. Not necessarily that you have to be a couch potato to do it, but the ultimate goal is to run that 3.1 miles. So where's that course at?
So we have our practice 5K this last week of our program, and we typically do it on the bike path down there by the mark of.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Vibrant Arena.
Vibrant Arena by the mark. I was trying to think it's safe. So we run along there, and we go up on the new bridge.
Yes, that's a good run.
And then our goal race after what we call the practice 5K is the Quad Cities Distance Classic. Which is
that's a good one.
It's also down in the same area.
Yeah, that's a great one. And there's going to be a reward if you know, once you complete the program. You're going to do all that running, practice that 5K. You need a big dinner.
Yes, we have a really nice banquet. With tacos.
Say less, there's tacos.
I run for tacos.
Hey, I run for tacos, run for beer. Yeah, I've done all of that, that's for sure. Well, if you want to get involved, the Women's 101 Open House is happening tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Poor Bros Tap in Moline. If you're interested in signing up, you can do so at the open house. And if you want to learn more information, you can find the Corn Belt Running Club's Women's 101 Facebook page. That's where they're keeping you updated on all things with the club. And sounds like you guys have a good group going, and I wish you the best. And hopefully we can get more people to sign up. And I mean, you saw that 7-day forecast. I mean, the weather's trending in the right direction, so hopefully that'll encourage people to come out.
Definitely.
All right, Danelle, Heather, thank you so much. Well, up next on Quad Cities Live, we're going to check back in with Jake Eastburn for a special event happening today and tomorrow at In This Issues Comics. Stay tuned.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Calling all comic book fans, fill a bag with select comics for only $45, and it's an event happening right now at In This Issue Comics in Bettendorf, and that's where we find Jake Eastburn this afternoon. Jake, it got started at 3 o'clock. Has it been pretty busy so far?
You know, Kyle, it has been fairly busy. Customers, old and new, coming in. And if you've not been to a comic book store, this is the one that you need to visit. So much variety. And the man that makes that all possible is Justin Faw, who is the owner here. magazines and comic strips and toys. You do it all.
Yeah, we try to get as much variety as possible, to hit, we sell a little bit of everything here as a result of there being comic on just about every version of your childhood.
Well, illustrated storytelling is hot, of course. Great characters, great stories. Talk to us a little bit about the people who collect. You've got beginners and beyond.
Yeah, it ranges from people who've been doing it for 60 years to people who are their kids staring at a tablet and they want them to read a Spider-Man book as opposed to playing a Spider-Man game or watching a movie.
This weekend you've got a store-wide sale promotion on your toys. Here you've laid out some toys that you've got available.
Yeah, so this is DC Batman from 1989, kind of a throwback. The nostalgia factor is big on that, manufactured by Todd McFarlane. And then we've got some Transformers, again, nostalgia factor. This is a recreation of Sludge, one of the Dinobots from the 1986 Transformers movie. And then next to it, there's a Masters of the Universe Ninja Turtles mashup called Turtles of Grayskull. And so they just kind of combine a little bit of things from a couple of different demographics, and they say, hey, that thing you love, now you got to have it with the other thing you love.
Well, and you also, people love books. You also have a variety of Superman one, tons on the walls here, new and old too.
Yeah, and so the graphic novel is the All-Star Superman there, and next to it is an omnibus for DC versus Marvel, and that's a bunch of characters when they did a crossover between universes, which they haven't done in like 30 years. They're planning on doing another one this year for the first time, and it's ridiculously popular already. Hasn't even been released.
And then these really cool toys down here and elsewhere in your store.
Yeah, those are, the brand is called Hot Toys, and those are hyper-realistic looks of Marvel Cinematic Universe characters. Like Groot, the moss on him is actually fuzzy. He's got all sorts of accessories, massive amounts of articulation.
And then two, for people that come in and maybe that aren't familiar with, knowing where some of these come from, you have them marked with some good labels too.
Yeah, so some of our books that are in our 50% off sale today for back issues, we've got a key issue is what it's called in the comic collecting. And so like this has got a first appearance of a Silver Surfer that is supposed to be appearing in the Fantastic Four movie coming up soon. And then this other one below it here is got a mashup character of Gwen Stacy from Spider-Man and Deadpool, and that's the first cover appearance of that character.
Well, tell us again the hours that you've got going for your sale this weekend.
Yeah, we're open until 5 p.m. today, and then we are open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow on Saturday.
Awesome. Well, we invite people out to In This Issue Comics here on State Street in Bettendorf.
It's time for Wins of the Week here on a Friday edition of QCL, and we're going to head back out to Bettendorf where Jake Eastburn is standing by. Jake, thank you so much for joining me as co-host this week. What's your win? Oh, I guess I'm sorry. I'm having earpiece issues, Kyle. I'm guessing they're saying that
the
we
shot
lost
is
the
frozen.
signal.
If
We apologize
you,
for
if you
that.
looked at his last piece, there was a little stuttery. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go to you, Kyle. What's your win of the
We'll
week?
talk about technology is not the win of the week. We can tell because I've had some technology issues myself. Actually, some wins. Just getting some stuff done around the house. A few projects I've been working on for quite some time that I finally was able to get done, and so that's definitely a big win. I know. I work a lot, and we all work a lot.
It's nice to get the to-do list.
It is. So when you can get some time, right, kind of some spring cleaning, good stuff.
All right. So my win, I didn't have anything specifically for this win, so I'm going to show you a picture of my daughter Sabrina. She's
look at her. Man, she's getting big.
4 months old
Wow.
now. Almost 4 months old now, so this picture was taken the other day. This is one of many pictures I get of my kids throughout the week from my wife and my mother-in-law. It really helps brighten my day here at work, but because of her being the addition to the family, we have outgrown our vehicles. So we are van shopping.
Van? Your caravan.
I'm going to get a dad van,
Okay, there you go.
So we've been shopping around here, so maybe my win of the weekend will be...
There you go. Yeah, hopefully.
I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, so sounds like technology is on our side.
Yes.
So we're going to go back to Jake Eastburn in Bettendorf. Jake, what's your win of the week?
Well, it may seem like a cop-out, but I have to say it's work for me this week, returning to help co-host this week and to also report here live in the field.
Yeah.
First time back on the job in over a year because of my deployment to Kuwait. So, it's like riding a bike. It hasn't been the smoothest for me personally, but I think it's gone fairly well, and I'm getting the hang of it. So I'll bring my A game for sure next week.
And Jake, I was telling you, I commend you because you were gone for a year. I was gone for 6 weeks, and I mean, the first couple of weeks were very rough. But I agree, you've done a really great job, and we're glad to have you back.
Yeah, we're happy to have you back, and thanks for your service too.
Yeah, most definitely, we do appreciate that. All right, and thank you for watching Quad Cities Live here on this Friday. We will see you back here on Monday. In the meantime, your News at 4 with Sharon Drew coming up next. Have a great day.